Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 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 1, 2, 3. Audio check 1 2. Audio check 1 2. Marcus Speaks. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks. I'm your host, Marcus. This is the podcast that gives you, some trending topics and a few, other things as well. But this is one-stop shop for trending topics, things that's going on out in the world and stuff like that. So if you are here, I am happy that you are here, and I give you a round of applause. So if you could, please go ahead and start this conversation here in the live chat. I have a few promotions to go over, and then we'll get into the show. I will explain the structure of my show as soon as I get done with the promotion, so just hang tight. And if you could, please pay attention to the lower third here. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe if you are new here. All right? Don't be shy. Write something in the live chat. I have something pinned in the live chat that I will be going over in just a moment, so just hang tight. Also, the scrolling ticker just started over. Please read over that. That is for you. Just some things that you can help me with if you could. Also, please go to the description box. Hit either the all my links link or hit the individual links that is down there. I have my social media and other places that I am at. I have my Rumble link underneath of both of my YouTube channels, which both of my YouTube channels is Marcus Speaks, which my podcast houses, as well as Marcus Speaks Play. Marcus Speaks Play is basically a game stream I do on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I play all my favorite games and certain select new releases. So if you want to check that channel out as well, you can go ahead and subscribe to that. But a lot of things get housed underneath of my first channel, Marcus Speaks. So you can see Marcus Speaks Play. You can see I got a story to tell. It's a lot of playlists I have, so go and check out my playlists as well that are in or that are on my channel right there on the home page. Hit that Rumble link if you could. 25 subscribers, I can start live streaming from Rumble. So if we get into a hot topic or a deep topic that we can talk about here on YouTube, Rumble is the place where we can speak freely about anything that we want to talk about. So please do me a favor, go over to rumble.com or download the Rumble app, look up Marcus Speaks, and go ahead and follow me. If you would like to come up here and I don't even have my theme music playing, but that doesn't matter. If you would like to come up here and chat with me tonight, you can. There is a link pinned in the live chat. You can hit if you hit that link, there's a few rules you have to follow. Those rules are, if you can follow along with me. Rule number 1 is please. Hold on. What the hell is my first rule? Oh, you must be on camera at all times. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. My first rule is you must be on camera at all times. Here on the backstage, I have to see who I'm speaking with. But if you don't want to be on camera here to the public, it's fine. but you still have to be on camera when you come back here on the backstage. There is a question back here that I have for you. Please don't make it a conversation here, back here in my private chat. Just for the simple fact that I have a lot of things that I'm going over tonight, and I don't have time reading over what people talk about. So I just need you to answer the question here, back here, in the private chat. And with that being said, if you don't want to be on camera, that's fine, right? If you don't want to be on camera to the public, let me know here, back here in the private chat, and I will make sure that I accommodate you, right? Third and final rule is please silence all background noise. If you have me on your television, turn me down or turn me off. If you have me on your phone, please pause the video before you hit the link because I don't want to hear feedback of myself. All right, I'm trying to run at least a semi-professional podcast here, and I can't do it with people being insupportive. But with that being said, just do this one good favor for me real fast and like this video, subscribe if you are new here, and hit the share button, share me to your social media, let people know what's going on over here on this channel, and I will make it worth your while that every show that I do is a benefit, all right? So, with that being said, let's turn off this goddamn thing. All right, so people, if you guys haven't been here before, please wipe your feet in my house before you come in here. So this is how I structure my show. I like to do a nice little pre-show, go over some trending topics that's going on. That's for people who aren't here to get here. All right. I will go over the overview of the pre-show of what we'll be talking about, as well as the main show. Which, if you guys have seen the thumbnail, you should know what we're talking about tonight. So tonight we will be talking about Passport Bros and what the hell is it and why does it exist. So, but before I do that, when I make my points and when I make my statements here on this show, I like playing videos. It helps further along with what I'm talking about. And with that being said, I have to use fair use. Fair use isn't just a United States law or a law overall. It's also a YouTube policy and guideline I have to follow. And I would like to follow both to the T. And instead of me telling you exactly what fair use is, I'll just let my past self tell you. Hello, everyone. I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right, so tonight's show, we will be talking about Passport Bros and what it all is about. I have been relentlessly looking at various videos here on YouTube of what people think Passport Bros is, how people feel about Passport Bros, and all of that. But before we get into that, we will be getting into the pre-show. So this is what I like to do with my pre-show. My pre-show consists of 3 or 4 random topics that are trending on the internet. So, with that being said, we will be going over the overview of tonight. So tonight's overview, I will be talking about Eddie Murphy's Golden Globe speech that he made. Also, the 6-year-old boy from Virginia who shot his teacher. We'll be talking about that. Gabrielle Union talks about cheating on her first husband and what that's all about. Also, the GOP passes an IRS abolishment bill, but we don't know if it's going to get passed in the Senate, nor do we know if Biden will sign it. So that is the overview for tonight of the pre-show. I will be going over the overview of the main show once we finish this portion or this segment of the show. All right. So, if you guys haven't been watching television, the Golden Globes, something, okay, I need to, that's what I forgot to do before I got on here. 1 second, y'all. All right. All right. So, if you guys haven't been watching television, it's now award season. We'll be seeing all kinds of award shows pop up all over the place. Who cares? Anyway, so Eddie Murphy, he won an award last Sunday at the Golden Globes, and he got it when he got into a speech. He had something to say about what are the three virtues of what he follows when it comes to show business. This is what he had to say.
I've been doing this for a long time, so I could literally stand up here and keep saying thank you till they play the piano. But I'm gonna wrap it up and just say something to all the new up and coming dreamers and artists that are in the room tonight. I want to let you know that there is a definitive blueprint that you can follow to achieve success, prosperity, longevity, and peace of mind. It's a blueprint. And I followed it my whole career. It's very simple. There's three things you just do. These three things: pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name mouth.
All right, so those are the three virtues he uh that he pointed out of which made him successful. I'll make sure I follow those three definitive virtues as well. Pay your taxes, mind your business, which I tell you guys every week. Mind your goddamn business. All right. At the end of every show, I tell you guys that mind your damn business. It helps for mental health purposes. Um, and keep Will Smith's wife's name out of your fucking mouth. You're damn right about that. Now, let's go over this 6-year old. Let's go over this 6-year old shooting his teacher. Right. So I caught wind of this story early in the week, and I didn't know what to think about it. So 6-year-old boy shoots his teacher at said school, which is Rich Neck Elementary School. How he got a hold of a gun, who knows? But from what I know, he got the gun from his mom. So the mom didn't particularly hand him the gun. I'm pretty sure this kid knew exactly where the hell the gun was. Now, I'm not going to speculate why he did it. I have articles that I like to read to you guys about said things that I talk about. But before I do that, how about we get into what's going on?
Police in Virginia trying to figure out how a 6-year-old got a hold of a loaded gun and shot his teacher. This happened inside of a first grade classroom. Fox News correspondent Christina Coleman has that story.
The teacher, Abigail Zwerner, is now listed in stable condition after suffering life-threatening injuries from that shooting. Police say a 6-year-old shot her with a handgun in a first-grade classroom Friday afternoon at Richnick Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia. It's unclear exactly what led up to the shooting, though police do say this was an isolated incident and that some sort of altercation took place.
The altercation was between a 6-year-old, the student who did have the firearm, and the teacher, and then a round was fired. Like I said, she suffered a gunshot wound and has been transported to the hospital. That's where my thoughts and prayers are at right now.
We need to keep the guns out of the hands of our young people. This is evidence today that these are the things that happen when we have access to weapons.
Police.
But before it goes on, we don't know how this kid got the gun. Now, if it's a gun that's in the house, then yes, some is lying around. Like, the kid will know exactly where that gun is at all times, because I'm pretty sure the mom probably, he probably went on the trip so mom can get said gun. But who knows? But let's keep going because I'm not here to speculate. Somebody got shot. Somebody's in critical condition. So let me keep going.
This was not an accidental shooting. It's unclear how the 6-year-old boy gained access to a loaded gun. The devastating incident, of course, rocking the community.
I'm in awe and I'm in shock, and I'm disheartened. The day was really a breakdown in what our values are as a community, what our values are as a city, and what our values are as a school division.
District officials say the elementary school will be closed Monday and Tuesday to allow time to heal.
All right. So let me read this article. I think this article is rather short. So let's get into it. The shooting of a Virginia teacher. So this teacher right here, this lady that I'm about to bring up on screen, by a 6-year-old boy in her classroom last week happened without warning and with no fight or physical struggle. Authorities have said. What we know today is that she was providing instruction. He displayed a firearm, pointed it, and fired one round. Said the Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew. Drew offered the first detailed description of a shooting that shocked the city and was notable even in a country like the U.S. where gun violence is common. Drew has previously said the shooting was not accidental and had declined to elaborate. Drew said he wanted to clarify remarks he made shortly after the incident on Friday when he said there was an altercation before the shooting. He said it was more like an interaction between the boy and his first grade teacher at Rich Neck Elementary School, 25-year-old Abby Zorner. This spells Zwerner. Is the Z silent? Is it Warner? Who knows? Zwerner. Drew reiterated that the shooting was intentional and not accidental. Drew also revealed that the 9mm handgun used by the boy was bought legally by his mother and kept in the family's home. He said the boy brought it to school in his backpack the day of the shooting. Abby, I'm not going to call her by her last name. She got a confusing ass last name. Anyway, let's keep going. Abby put up her hand in a defensive position when the gun fired, and the bullet went through her hand and into her upper chest, Drew said. Although her injuries were initially considered life-threatening, she has improved and is in the hospital in stable condition. Drew hailed Abby as a hero for quickly hustling her students out of the classroom after she was shot. He said surveillance video shows she was the last person to leave her classroom. She made a right turn and started down the hallway, and then she stopped. She turned around and make sure everyone of those students were safe, Drew said. Drew said a school employee rushed into the classroom and physically restrained the boy after hearing the gunshot. He said the boy became a little combative and struck the employee. So he gun butted him. The child gun butted the custodian for trying to restrain him. He was like, "Man, get the fuck out of here." Anyway, let's see. Police officers arrived and escorted him out of the building and into a police car. The boy has been held at a medical facility since an emergency custody order and temporary detention order were issued on Friday, Drew said. So they got this little boy up in an insane asylum. For what? He ain't crazy. He just don't like his teacher. Like, come on now. There's been a lot of kids who don't like their teachers. Come on now. Anyway, let's keep going. He said it would be up to a judge to determine the next step for the boy. He also said the boy's mother has been interviewed by police, but it is unclear whether she could face any charges. Let me stop there real fast. Because usually when shit happens like this, they usually charge the parents all the time. Now, I don't know. We don't know the ethnicity of the boy in the family, but I do know this: somebody's going to jail, and it could the little boy go to jail for this? He did shoot his teacher. Teacher had life threatening injuries. She has now improved. She's in stable condition. So, will the mother go to jail for her son's violent act? Who knows? Who knows, right? So, let's keep going. A friend of Abby told a crowd gathered at a vigil on Monday night that the first grade teacher had shown dedication and love for what she does day in and day out. Abby is a warrior and she demonstrates mental and physical strength every day, said Rosalie. Is it Rosalie or I guess it's Rosalie List, a second grade teacher at Rich Neck. I'm so proud of her, Lauren Pal I don't know, Lauren, shit. Rich Neck School counselor told the crowd that Abby was sweet, she's thoughtful, she's caring, and she's been one of the most amazing teachers I've interacted with. Gun owners can be prosecuted under a Virginia law that provides anyone from recklessly leaving a loaded, unsecured gun in a manner that endangers the life or limb of children under 14 years old. A violation of that law is a misdemeanor, punishable by a maximum jail sentence of 1 year and a maximum fine of $2,500. Virginia does not have a law that requires unattended guns to be stored in a particular way, or a law that requires gun owners to affirmatively lock their weapons. So, what is going to happen with this? I am very I am very eager to know what is going to happen with this, because here's the reason. Little boy shoots his teacher. The teacher then you know escorts the rest of the kids out of the room, which is a noble thing for the condition that she was in. Probably losing a lot of blood, stuff like that. But I will say this: will the mother go to jail? Because it does say here that Virginia doesn't have a law that requires unattended guns to be stored in a particular way, or a law that requires gun owners to affirmatively lock their weapons. Now, so let's say the mom sleeps with the gun underneath of her pillow every night, and it stays there unless she puts it up when she wakes up. It's into her closet so her 6-year-old, or if she has any other kids, can get to it. Let's say that happens. Well, since there's no law, what is going to happen now? Because 6-year-old got a hold of the gun. 6-year-old now shot a teacher. Teacher's in stable condition. But now this is what we have to understand. This is what we have to know. Is the mother in trouble? Because they said the mother got interviewed. There's no video that shows that. But let's see if there's anything on that with this briefing that I guess it's the Newport News police department had to say?
Shooting was not accidental.
Police in Newport News, Virginia, for the first time are explaining what happened inside this school where they say a 6-year-old shot a teacher with a 9mm handgun Friday.
I believe that Ms. Werner, Abigail, she saved lives on Friday.
The chief, emotional as he shared what he says 25-year-old teacher Abby Werner said from her hospital bed about the moment a student approached her during a lesson with no warning and pointed a gun at her. She says she raised her hand in a defensive motion, and the boy pulled the trigger, sending a bullet through her hand and into her upper chest. Police say another staffer quickly subdued the boy, while Werner sprang into action to help the rest of her class get to safety.
Mrs. Werner was the last person to leave that class, and then she stopped. And she turned around. She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe.
Only then did she get help for her wounds.
That's not surprising, but it is heroic.
Investigators say the gun was legally purchased by the boy's mother and was brought to school in a backpack, but it's unclear how he got a hold of it. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Now, this is what I want to know, too. If the kid transported the gun in his backpack, matter of fact, here's a better question. Did the mother, and most parents do when they purchase firearms, they usually show the kid or their kids how to use it, where's the business end, where how to use it, you pull the trigger. Maybe his mom has some land to where she sets up targets outside, shoots targets outside, allows the kid, her 6-year-old, if she has more kids, to shoot the gun with her so they can know, this is how loud it is, this is the recoil that it gives, all kinds of stuff. Because who knows, after the kid fired the gun, because you gotta remember, the kid pointed the gun at the mom. I'm sorry, not the mom, at the teacher. So he has to have some aim. The teacher then puts her hands up in a defensive position. Bullet enters and exits her hand. And then ends up in her upper chest. So she had to be hit somewhere around these areas or whatever. So I want to know, and I'm going to be paying attention to this story very closely. I want to know why, how the hell did this kid get this gun? This is okay, with a lot of these school shootings, and thank God it was not a school shooting because we don't need any of that on the news, but this comes into people talk, not people, but Congress talking about gun laws. Now, from what we know, that the Supreme Court has made it now a state's issue of how they handle guns. But since it's a state issue now, most states, since forever, most states don't like guns. Virginia isn't one of those states. Which I believe Virginia is a red state, and I believe that they like their guns. I live in Maryland, we're a blue state, so our gun laws are ass. But as well as Delaware, I'm right next door to Delaware. They're a blue state. Their fucking gun laws are a little. They're not that much worse. Or no, Delaware has good gun laws, but this is a lot of bullshit that happens. But anyway, I want to know what happens with this. So I will be paying close attention to this story. So if any updates happen, I will be going back over this. All right. So that concludes that story. Let's talk about Gabrielle Union and how she is just out here just thotting it up. Back when she was married to her first husband. I believe her first husband's name is Chris Howard, I forgot where he played. I believe he played in Florida, I believe, back in the day. But nonetheless, this is what Gabrielle Union had to say when it came to her cheating on her first husband.
I just felt entitled to it as well.
Yes.
It was just dysfunctional from day one.
Yeah.
So it says Gabrielle Union felt entitled to cheat on Chris Howard during their dysfunctional marriage.
I was paying all the bills. I was working my ass off, and I felt that that's what comes.
On an episode of Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast, the actress called infidelity the spoils of riches. Before this goes on, she said that she felt entitled to cheat. Now, homie played in the NFL. No contract in the NFL is guaranteed at all. With that being said, that means that he may not know from week to week if he'll be on the team. If he's doing his job and if he's doing what he has to do, then there's no issue. But I will say this. By her saying that she had to pay all the bills is probably a lie. This is why I say that. Let's say, matter of fact, how about we look up how much did Chris Howard make during his career? How much did NFL player Chris Howard make during his career? Let's see. Chris Howard's net worth. Let's see. He played. How much money does Chris Howard make? Chris Howard's net worth 2023. That's not helping. Chris Howard's net worth. How much wealth here? How much does Chris Howard make? He's retired, so let's see. Okay. Let me take this first one. So it says that Chris Howard's net worth now is $3 million, right? Now let's give or take a million or two because this could be lying. Let's see. Let's say Chris Howard is a retired American professional football player who has a net worth of $3 million. Chris Howard played in the NFL from 1998 to 2000. He was a running back who technically only ever paid or played. They spelled that wrong for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't need his life story. I just need to know how much this nigga made while he was in the NFL. All right, let's check another one out. And they're giving me his net worth now, but I don't need that now. I need what he made then. Let's see. He had previously played for the Michigan Wolverines football team in 1997 NCAA, blah, 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 blah. He got picked up for... Let's see. He was formerly married to Gabrielle Union, okay. Okay, let me reword my question. How much did Jordan is? See if this one gives me a good amount of how much he made then. It's not saying, it's just giving his net worth now. So let's make a guesstimation. Let's say his contract was for 100,000. Let's say his contract was for $100,000. Gabrielle Union lived with him in okay, here we go. All right, the NFL ain't giving no type of information, but okay, let's go with my guesstimation. Let's say he made between $100,000 to $250,000 between 98 to 2000, which he played longer than that. He played up until I believe 2004. So, with that being said, let's say he made that amount of money. How's it that she's saying that she paid all the bills when this man was making a week? Let's say he was making like $10,000 a game, right? So that means, on average, he probably had more money than Gabrielle. Now, Gabrielle talking as if back then she was making millions of dollars in every movie that she was in. Nah, she wasn't making that much. She was probably making per picture probably around the same amount. Probably not even that. Probably less than that. She was probably making somewhere in the double digit thousand. She was probably making like 70 some odd thousand a picture, maybe. So on hand, he probably had more money. Well, hold on. Let me back that up. Depending on her work schedule within a year, so they got married in 2001. Gabrielle Union was doing like bit roles on black sitcoms and on Friends and stuff like that. She was a reoccurring character. She wasn't like a main cast member in none of the shows she was ever in. Sister, bit role. Friends, bit role, or a reoccurring character. And you just go down the line until she started making movies. Like, let's be honest. She's saying she paid all the bills. Homie had more money on hand. He probably was just very frugal. So, I don't know. I don't know what their marriage entailed, but I smell a lie when it comes to her saying she paid all the bills. I'm just saying. Okay, so it says Union, who was married to Howard from 2001 until 2005, accused the NFL player of cheating as well. He's an NFL player. There's a lot of women that want to sleep with NFL players. He so happened to be one of those niggas that a woman wanted to lay with. So, you knew the territory, Gabrielle. Come on now. You're not a stupid girl. You knew the territory. Y'all was married. So, he did what he did. So you just decided to think, well, let me get back at him and fuck with. Who'd you fuck with? Michael Bibby? Like, who'd you fuck with? Um, Shannon Sharp? Like, come on now. Let's keep going.
Neither one of us felt like the marriage should get in the way of our dating.
Whatever the fuck that means. But anyway, she called the romance a stupid one that should have never gotten out of the dating phase. God bless Gabrielle. Anyway. Dwayne, you better watch out. Anyway, so Gabrielle Union, let me bring her picture up. Now y'all want to see this shyster's face. Gabrielle Union felt entitled to cheat on her first husband, Chris Howard. The 50-year-old actress said her marriage to the NFL player who she wed in 2001, but split from in 2005 was dysfunctional from day one, and was desperate for validation from other men during the troubled relationship. She told Dax Shepard on his Armchair Expert podcast about seeing other men while married to the 47-year-old sportsman. In our first marriage, neither one of us felt like marriage should get in the way of our dating. A part of it was like keeping up with this active, like, oh, that's what you're doing. You're going to feel this one, and I just felt entitled to do it as well. In hindsight, yes, I needed something from them, other men, that I was not providing for myself, and neither was my marriage. But I think I provide something for them too. So this makes sense now. I'm about to pause this music real fast. Everybody take a walk with me real fast. Everybody take a walk. I'm about to bring myself back on camera. Take a walk with me real fast. Y'all remember that interview Jada Pinkett Smith did with Gabrielle Union, and how Jada was saying that she didn't like Gabrielle during the whole process of her making Bad Boys 2 with Will Smith. Do y'all remember those rumors back in the day of Will Smith and Gabrielle Union fucking around? Makes sense now, right? She was cheating, and let's put this in perspective. Bad Boys 2 came out in 2004. She was still married to Chris in 2004. But you got to remember when they shot Bad Boys 2. They had to have shot that in 2003, if not earlier that year, because it came out in 2000 and came out summer of 2004. Believe it was in August it came out because I went to the movie theater and went to go see it. So it came out summer 2004. They had to have shot that in 2003. So shit's starting to make sense now. So, but remember, Gabrielle and Jada sat across the red table saying, hold on, discussing between each other how much they didn't like each other. So, with that being said, did Jada dislike Gabrielle because, we're speculating that Will and Jada has this open marriage or whatever. So did Jada dislike Gabrielle because she was what? No, they're not even that far apart from each other in age. Jada just turned 50. She's 50 now. Jada just turned 50 last year. So Gabrielle Union has to be what, a year older than Jada? So it's not a case of Will seeing a younger woman. So why did they dislike each other? That Will decided to fuck with Gabrielle of all people? Who knows? Y'all put some in the comments for me for that. But anyway, let's keep going. So where did I leave off at? Okay, so she says guys can be just as big as groupies, if not more than women. So it was a trade-off. We were both crappy people going through shit and not going to enough therapy. The Bring It On actress added she was paying all of the bills during their marriage, which added to her feelings she was entitled to cheat. But you gotta remember, Gabrielle, between mid-July to December, he's not home. You gotta remember that he's playing football. He's not home between mid-July, if not earlier than that. Let's say July, the month of July itself, up until December, determining if he'll be in the playoffs or not. Back then, I don't believe the Jaguars ever saw a championship. So, yeah. So the man is out of the house for what? August, September, October, December. He's out of the house for 4 months. So, or five or so. 5 or so months. So you saying what? 7 of those months. That brings me to 12, doesn't it? Or is it 4? 7, 8, 9. Hold on. 7, 8, 9. No, hold on. Yeah, so 5 months he's out of the house. 7 of those months he's there. So between January up until July again, he's home. So you saying you paid all the bills, but this man has a $100,000 to $250,000 contract every year. You're getting paid $75,000, $80,000 a picture. You wasn't in very many movies, and your bit roles on television, I'm pretty sure you wasn't doing very many of them. So how is it that you was paying all the bills again? Because you gotta remember, in between, let's just take your marriage, 2001 to 2005. You was in 2 movies during that time. You was in, what's that, Cradle to the Grave with DMX, and then you was in Bad Boys 2. That's 2 movies you was in. I believe Cradle to the Grave came out 2002. Bad Boys 2 came out in 2004. I can't think of any other movie you was in between the 4 years you was married. So, and when did Friends go off? When did Friends go off? In 2006, 2007? So, I'm pretty sure you wasn't playing. You wasn't in every season. If you wasn't every season, you did a episode. Unless it had a 2-part, process on the episode. Let's say you was in 2 episodes. But so you're saying you was being paid $75,000 to $80,000 for your part on the show. You was in 2 movies. Like, come on now. No, hold on. Before I start speculating. Let's see. Gab Gabrielle Union roles between 2001 through 2005. I'm sorry, Bad Boys 2 came out in 2003. Let's check her IMDb. So okay, I was wrong. You was in 3 movies over that course of your marriage. You was in Cradle to the Grave. I believe that was the movie you were in. You were in um Bad Boys 2, and you was in what's this, Deliver Us from Evil. So hold up, I need this full list of her roles. How do I get that list? Okay, so you was in an episode. Most of this shit, like, it's not even important. But let's just go over her roles. She was in one episode of Family Matters in 1993. I remember her in that. She was in one episode of Moesha in 1996. She did Malibu Shore in 1996, one episode. She was in 2 episodes of Saved by the Bell, the new class, between 95 and 96. She was in Good Behavior in 96. She did 3 episodes. She did 1 episode of Smart Guy. I remember her on that. Dave's World in 1997, 1 episode. So she had, like I said, a lot of bit roles. She was in 5 episodes in 1997 on Sister Sister. She was on 1 episode in 1998 on the Steve Harvey Show. Let's keep this moving. So they got married in 2000, right? So she did 1 episode of ER. She was in well, hold on. They got married in 2001, sorry. So she had a bit part in Love and Basketball, if y'all remember that. She was Q's prom date, and I believe she was only in like 2 scenes. So let's keep going. So she was on 11 episodes of City of Angels, which that's a season basically. So you're doing good in 2000. 2001, you did The Brothers. That's 1 movie. You was on 1 episode of Friends in 2001. 2 Can Play at That Game. So that's 2 movies so far in 2001. Close to Home was a TV show. I guess you was on that. Abandoned. I don't know if that's a movie or a show, but let's say, okay, that's 3 movies. Welcome to Collinwood. That's 4 movies so far. You was in you played the love interest in LL Cool J and featuring A. Marie Paradise video. You did an episode of Proud Family in 2003. You did Deliver Us from Eva in 2003. You did Cradle to the Grave in 2003. Bad Boys 2 in 2003. Ride or Die in 2003. I guess that's a movie, I guess. West Wing, you did 1 episode. Okay, girl, keep going. Constellation in 2005. Something the Lord Made, which was a TV movie. Okay. Neo Ned in 2005. Say Uncle in 2005. The Honeymooners in 2005. and you did 10 episodes of Night Stalker between 2005 and 2006. So I was wrong. I only named the movies that I seen that you were in, but you was in more movies between 2001 and 2005. And you had a couple shows you was on, and you had a couple. So you was doing good for yourself. Okay, so I'll take back some of the things I said. Yeah, okay, you were the breadwinner in the house. God damn, I was trying to stand up for this dude, man, but I can't. I can't. Anyway, let's keep going. So where did I leave off? Okay, so she said, like my dad before, whoever has the most gets to do whatever the hell they want. Is what I thought. It was just dysfunctional from day one. I wish I had more guilt for some of that. It was such a stupid relationship that should have never gotten out of the dating phase. Gabrielle and Chris split in 2005 and said the financial weight of the split motivated him to get a prenup for her second marriage to her current husband, 40-year-old former NBA player Dwayne Wade, with whom she had a daughter, Kavia, via surrogate in 2018. She is also the stepmother to his 3 other children. Now, I was trying to stand up for Chris, and Chris, I was trying to stand up for you, but the record shows, yeah, she was paying them damn bills. That's what the record shows. Jesus. Now, let's get into this next topic. So, House GOP passes repeal of IRS funding boost as its first bill in the majority. So, if you guys don't know, the Republicans now have the House of Representatives. I'm pretty sure it's split within the Senate, but the GOP is trying to pass, or has passed, a bill. What the hell did I just hit? Has passed a bill to basically defund the IRS. Now, if you guys have been watching my show for a while, you know that I went over the IRS stockpiling weapons. I also went over how they wanted to hire 87,000 new IRS agents. And it's basically for them to do audits. Or, you know, if you ain't got their money, they gonna run down on you. But other than that, they're trying to make sure that this IRS shit, as far as like people getting audited and shit, 87,000 employees that they're going to be employing. Which, if you've seen the training videos of them, it don't look good. But anyway, I'm pretty sure they're trying to stop that so they can cover their own ass, for the simple fact that you know, the rich don't want to be taxed as much as they are now. They get taxed depending on what tax bracket that they're in. They're paying upwards of like 40 some odd percent of every dollar that they get. So, hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. But let me hit you with this quick video, then we'll get into the article, and then we'll get into the main show.
Republicans have passed their first bill. In their very first legislative act last night, the new GOP majority passed a measure to repeal $80 billion in Internal Revenue Service funding. The Family and Small Business Taxpayer Protection Act passed on a straight party line vote, 221 to 210. Among the critics was Virginia 3rd District Democrat Bobby Scott, who said the bill would protect wealthy tax cheats and add $114 billion to the deficit. But supporters like Virginia's 2nd District Republican Jen Kiggins said the bill will protect middle-class families from unwarranted IRS audits.
And this is the bill that was a campaign promise from Republicans. It gets rid of that $80 billion to hire 87,000 new IRS agents. Now, we did keep a small amount of funding in there to improve some customer service processing and technology upgrades for the IRS. But overall, Republicans are here to reduce the size of the federal government, to get the government out of your lives.
Which is a good thing, but we still don't know how that's going to look down the line. Now, if you guys watched my show, I believe it was last week. Yeah, last week. This is my second show of the year. Yeah, this is my second show of the year. So last week, I brought up how if you're going to be looking for a big tax return next year, you might as well go ahead and rethink that. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit more. I'm not too sure what this person's about to say. I don't know if it's important, but let's just play it for the time being.
The newly passed bill is unlikely to be voted upon in the Democratic-controlled Senate. The White House said in a statement on Monday that President Biden would veto it if it comes to his desk.
All right. So, let's get into this. Let me give you guys a picture. Now, House Republicans fulfilled a key campaign promise on Monday, passing legislation to rescind the bulk of a IRS funding boost signed into law last year. Making the first bill passed by the GOP-controlled House this Congress. The bill, which is unlikely to see action in the Democratic-controlled Senate, passed in a party line 221 to 210 vote on Monday evening. Speaker Kevin McCarthy, Republican of California, or Representative of California, really, announced that the first bill for the GOP-controlled House would be to repeal the new IRS funding in September, with House Republicans release their Commitment to America midterm policy and messaging platform ahead of the election. A boost of about $80 billion in IRS funding over a decade, generally aimed at upper high income enforcement, was included in last year's Inflation Reduction Act. I went over that as well. I just don't know what episode I did that on, but let's keep going. Let's see. Democrats sweeping tax, health, and climate bill. The Republican bill, formerly titled the Family and Small Business Taxpayer Protection Act, is barely longer than one page. It directs any unobliterated balances. Hold on, I didn't say that right. The unobliged balances of amounts appropriate or otherwise made available to the IRS from the Inflation Reduction Act to be rescinded. The Constitutional Budget Office, CBO, estimated Monday that the legislation would estimate about $71 billion of the total $81 billion that was allocated for the IRS, but would reduce tax revenue by about $186 billion, translating to a $114 billion increase in defecteds. Hold on, defecteds. Well, let's type it in if I don't know it. Where was that? This is deficit. I'm gonna be deficits. It was deficits. I said that shit all wrong. Anyway, let's keep going. Deficits. Increased in deficits over the next decade. Republicans have repeatedly falsely claimed the 87,000 new IRS employees who would be added over the course of a decade would be agents. The 87,000 figure comes from a May 2021 Treasury Department compliance report estimating new hires over a decade with the 80 billion funding boost, but only a small portion of the department's current employees are agents, and the department has said the figure accounts for other workers such as customer service representatives and computer scientists, as well as replacements for the 52,000 employees expected to retire or resign within the next 6 years. IRS Commissioner Charles Reach said in a member of the Senate that the funds from a legislation would be used to up examinations of large corporations and high net worth individuals, and were not designed was not designed to raise enforcement for households making less than $400,000. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has also said that the agency would not increase audit rates for those taxpayers making less than four. Hold on, I said that already. Let's see. Republicans. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was reading the right line. So, the agency would not increase audit rates for those taxpayers making less than $400,000. Republicans, however, argue that the directives did not prohibit increased enforcement activities directed at middle and low income taxpayers, and pointed to the CBO analysis that said the funding boost would mean audit rates uh, rise for all taxpayers. They also criticized the legislation for not allocating a larger portion to taxpayer services. The bill stands little chance in the Senate, which we all know that. In the White House said in a statement on Monday that President Biden would veto it if it came to his desk. With their first economic legislation of the new Congress, House Republicans are making clear that their top economic priority is to allow the rich and multi-billion-dollar corporations to skip out on their taxes while making life harder for ordinary middle-class families that pay the taxes they owe. The White House said in a statement, Republican Adrian Smith, representative from Nebraska, the sponsor of the bill, who lost the race on Monday to become chairman of the House Way and Means Committee, touted the measure during debate on the chamber floor Monday, calling it a first great step in reforming the IRS to become an agency that works for the public. There are numerous reasons to support this bill. It protects families and small businesses. It ensures agencies are funded appropriately. Most importantly, it stops autopilot funding for an out of control government agency that is perhaps the most in need of reform. Smith said, IRS needs to fix its customer service and return process problems, not focus on auditing families and small businesses. Americans want an IRS that works for them, not against them. The bill is a great first step in the direction, he added. Republican Richard Neal, uh, a Democrat from Massachusetts, the ranking member of the House Ways and Means Committee, brought attention to the CBO report, saying the bill would lead to a $114 billion surge in deficits over the next 10 years. He also argued that the changes in the bill at hand would make members worse. Hold on, will make matters worse. I said make members worse. Make matters worse for the middle class and small businesses. They don't want a fair tax. Fair tax administration. They think it's bad for someone of their supporters. But you know what? This is what they're attempting to do tonight is bad for middle class families. It's bad for small businesses who then are asked to pay more when the people at the top don't pay their fair share, Neil said. The American people are wise to what's being presented here tonight. We live in a two-tier tax system. Wage earners follow the rules. Wealthier billionaires get to skirt their responsibilities, and that's what we're being asked to vote on tonight, he later added. So basically, this is what's happening. This committee wants this bill to go through, but since the Democrats are in charge of the House, are in control of the Senate, it's a possibility that this bill won't go through for this reason. What they're saying, what's going on, Big Dicky? What they're saying really is, which this is a fucking lie as well, the Democrats want to tax billionaires and their, the rich and all that, while Republicans don't, which is also a lie. This is why. What was going on with the social media companies, right? Wasn't the Democrats having the FBI probe and have certain people taken off of the platform? So how is it that, and also, they're also allowing crime to happen around the fucking country. So how is it that they want to stop a tax bill from going through, but the country's going up in flames? Like, that doesn't make sense. So you want more money, but at the cost of the American people's lives. Doesn't make sense one bit. Doesn't make sense one bit. But we'll see what happen within the next few weeks, because by this bill even being drawn up is probably a good thing, because small families or middle class families and small businesses, they need that out. Because I was just telling this lady I work with that I was audited one time for no apparent fucking reason. And it's like, I pay my taxes. Like, why am I here? And they asked me to get all my receipts and stuff together within the letter. I didn't know where the fuck to go. I was like, well, I have all of my pay stubs. I have all my receipts of what I've bought over the over the time of them auditing me. I don't know what the fuck they think that they're gonna find. Wound up having to pay, I think it was like $847 or something like that. I was like, man, if y'all get the fuck out of here. So I paid that within I think it was 8 months, and then I just was like, fuck it. So we'll see what'll happen with this, but I'm pretty sure, like this article says, it probably be voted out before it even gets to Biden's desk. So let's hope that his senile ass doesn't know anything about this to where he can't fuck nothing else up. Anyway, that has concluded the pre-show, people. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let's get into the main topic. So, what I have for you tonight for the top news story of the week is this here overview. The overview is this. What's the reason for Passport Bros' existence? So let's get into this, right? So some of you guys might be asking, what the hell is a passport bro? Well, the Urban Dictionary told me that this means men who understand that Western women have drunk the Kool-Aid past the point of no return and got their passports to enjoy happiness and peace with fit, friendly, foreign women. So I guess they took something from Kevin Samuels. Fit and friendly. Anyway, let's keep going. So, this first article I have is called New Passport Bros hashtag causes outrage amongst American women of color. So, people, we're about to hear what one of these black women have to say about the Passport Bros. Y'all ready for this? Because I'm not. Let's keep going.
Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but a lot of these men that be on this goddamn social media, it seems like y'all want dogs. Y'all want pets. Y'all want somebody who y'all can tell to sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, don't say shit. Okay? You don't have a voice. You don't have no rights. You don't have nothing. I take care of you, do what the fuck I say. That spirit, you're gonna be lonely for a very fucking long time. As a matter of fact, and even if you're not, she gonna stay just because you got the fucking money. But guess what, baby? She gonna handle her business on the side. So you will not be enough. Your money will not be enough. You ordering her around will not be enough. There are men here that is lifting up women. There are men here that celebrates women. There are men here who worship women. And that woman in return will worship her man 100,000-fold. Y'all not doing this right. You want a submissive woman, but you ain't taking care of shit. What the fuck I'm submissive for? If I'm making the same money as you, what the fuck am I submissive for? If I'm
Well, on average, black women make less than black men. I know the misconception is that black women have all the education and they have all of the the jobs and all that and blah blah blah. But you should look at some of the stats that are out. But black men make a little bit more than black women. Just saying. Let's keep going.
sitting up here taking care of the bills just like you, what the fuck am I submissive for? If I'm sitting up here taking care of myself and what the fuck I need, my needs, making myself happy, yeah, you take care of half of the bills, but okay, let's just say you do take care of every fucking thing, right? Every fucking thing, baby. Can I rub your toes? Can I rub your back, your shoulders, your head? What can I do for you, baby?
Now, this is what I have a problem with when it comes to people talking about relationships and things that you should be doing in relationships. Here's my problem. If you got with that person and you're looking at it, well, all relationships are transactional. We all know that. But and you want him to give you something in order for you to then do something for him. It shouldn't be like that. It should be reciprocity. I do something for you, you do something for me. And that should be the revolving door. But, you know, I kind of understand these passport bros' reason. I think it's a stupid reason, but I understand their reasoning like a little bit. But the whole deal is the whole reason is this. BD, you get me off track. The whole reason is this. You're looking at you're looking at your situation, and you're then making it look as if you're trying to compete with other couples. And it's not just the couples that's in your purview, it's celebrity couples. Now, you can do whatever the hell you want in your relationship. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying this. If you're looking at your situation as a financial transaction only, and the only way he can either enter your body, he can get something out of you, or whatever, is if he has the financial means to do so, which I understand that, there, there's no romance without finance. I understand that completely. But here's my issue. Women are looking. Maybe I shouldn't say women. Oh, nah, fuck it. Let's just say women, because most of y'all motherfuckers don't know what the hell y'all doing in relationships anyway. You guys are looking for the guidance of your homegirls, and your homegirls don't even have boyfriends. Case in point, dating this girl, right? She was a very sweet girl. Never really had to ask for much. She would just do shit just to do shit for me. Half the time, I didn't even want most of the shit that she would do for me, but I let her do it. Who am I to tell somebody, yo, quit doing that shit for me? I don't like it. Nah, do what you want. If you think this is gonna make me happy, then I'm not gonna stop you. But this is where the issue came about, and this happens with a lot of women out here these days. Probably even in your grandmother's time as well. Why is it that, ladies, and I'm talking to y'all, why is it that when you're in a relationship, you then take your single homegirl's advice? When was the last time she had a boyfriend to be giving you advice? Now, fellas, if you're me, which you're not, so you don't say shit the way that I do, I usually say this. Once I find out that a girlfriend of mine's is telling our personal relationship business to her girlfriends, I say this. Well, since other people are in our relationship, I have to fuck them as well. It's only fair. Because if they're gonna know our business, then they have to take some dick. It's the only way that I can look at this as being okay. Now, they always get upset. And it's like, well, look, I didn't get upset when you just told me that you told Sheila about our argument last week. Look, I didn't get upset. I kept a straight face just like you kept a straight face when we was having this debate on, well, really an argument. When we was having this here argument that you're going to tell Sheila once we stop. But tell Sheila she needs to come over here in some red pumps, and she needs to be naked underneath of a trench coat. It's only fair. It's only fair. But we're looking at these guys, and I don't understand why the hell they're going abroad to find a broad. Like, this shit is just ridiculous to me. Like, maybe it's something I should know. I'm not in those circles. Well, the main purpose of a relationship, and y'all can prove me if I'm wrong, is reciprocity. Relationships are transactional. So instead of it being what have you done for me lately, it should be, well, I'll do this for you. On both sides. It shouldn't just be just one-sided. Each side should be looking at this, like, should be looking at their situations like what? A revolving door, basically. I used that analogy earlier. They should be looking at their relationships as a revolving door. A revolving door always spins, no matter if someone's coming out or coming in. So if I'm doing something for you, then just take it upon yourself to do something for me. I'm not even picky. Half the time, I don't even like receiving anything from anybody because I know I can do it my damn self. But I'm not the one to tell someone not to do something, because if they feel as though on their side that's their love language, that'll make me happy by them giving me something and me receiving it, then I'm not gonna stop them. All right. But if it gets out of control, then that's when I stop. But like, look, you need to chill the hell out. I don't need all this stuff. Like, come on, now. But let's keep going with what she has to say.
Can I make your favorite meal, honey? When you taking care of everything, all you want to do is love on your man. All you want to do is take care of him. Sex. Okay. Every fucking morning as much as you can, because I'm afraid. You know what I'm saying? You want to take care of handle your business when it's come to your man, especially if he is taking care. But if you don't take care, why is those women not being submissive? Why are the women that you are not dating are not easily submissive? Because
Before she even says anything, it's called cultural norms. The cultural norms have changed. Now, I did a show. This is one of my earlier shows when I first started podcasting. That show was called "Is Attention the what was it? Is attention the new female currency?" Because y'all can get attention on social media all day. Me myself personally, I work 10 hours between Monday and Thursday. So, and I work second shift at that. So I'm sleep for possibly half of the day. And then I gotta go to work. I don't get home until midnight. So it's like, judging upon normal women, they usually work day shift, usually. So you're not seeing me every day, and I'm not seeing you every day. I got the weekend. I got 3 days to do whatever the fuck I got to do. So, purposely, I would like to see you, unless you have plans. But I look at it like this. If a man has to financially take care of his woman, like, we're not even getting into like simple shit such as, a dude just giving, or not giving, a dude just making dinner one night, just to have you, hey, get off your feet. You've been on your feet all day, just doing nice shit. I'm bringing this word up again, reciprocity. Like, it shouldn't be all, well, you didn't do this, blah, 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 blah. Like, again, I bring up a story. I'm not going to tell the full story, but I'm going to tell you some shit I was going through when I was 25, which is crazy because I had this guy I worked with. He was telling me about some shit that was going on in his relationship, and it reminded me of the same shit I went through when I was his age. He's 25, going on 26. This shit was going on when I was 25. The shit that he was going through, I was 25, going on 26. So, I was living with one of my girlfriends. We both moved in with each other. And, she brought her baggage, which was her issues, her bills, and her child. I just brought me, right? So, and let me tell you this one part about it. It relates to this, but let me tell you this one part real fast. So, when we first moved in with each other for about a month, probably like a month and a half, Shorty was bending over backwards. Like, sex in the morning, sex as soon as I come home at night, sex before we go to bed at night. Hold on, I said that all wrong. Sex in the morning before I went to work, sex when I got home from work, and then sex before we would go to sleep. She would cook dinner, she would cook my lunch, or just, whatever was left over, she would pack that up for me. She made sure if I didn't hear my alarm, she would wake me up. And she made sure she kept the house nice and clean. And what else would she do? We will call each other through, if I was at lunch or something, she would call me or I would call her or whatever. Shit was good for about a good month and a half. Once as month 2, if not month 3 came about, shit stopped. And I was like, damn, like, you did all this for me and whatever. Okay, so let's get into what I was talking about before. So, shit became a custom. She don't like doing shit for me, right? Unless I'm financially doing something, such as taking her out to dinner or out on the night on the town or something like that. What have you, right? Me, myself, personally, I don't really like going out to eat every weekend or every night or something like that. I'm a country boy. I like a nice home cooked meal. You know what I'm saying? So going out and getting something to eat isn't really something that I like doing all the time. So, it was this one night. Well, it was this 1 week of me having to make myself something to eat at night. Right? I work day shift at this time. At another job I was at. So, I would ask her when I would walk in from work, yo, what's up? What you cooking tonight? I'm not cooking anything tonight, blah, blah, blah. Okay, she must be still pissed off. Let me reach in this freezer and let's see what's in there so I can cook me something. This should happen for a cool week and a half. Okay, so Sunday, I could work Sundays if I wanted for overtime. So I was working a Sunday. I had lunch, but that was during the day. I come home, I worked like 12 hours that day because my job at the time was going through some issues as far as product, but so I come home, it's around about maybe like 5 or so. I'm like, hey yo, like, what's up? I don't really feel like doing nothing today. I just want to sit back and relax. Are you cooking anything for dinner tonight? She was still on the same shit. She started arguing. I didn't want anything to do with that argument. And, I said something back like, you've been doing this all week. I've been cooking my own shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're getting well taken care of up in here. Like, I don't understand what the hell the problem is. Like, why are you on this kick of you not wanting to do anything anymore? And, she said her piece about it or whatever. And that's where I'll stop the story. That's where I'll stop the story. But anyway, the moral of the story of both stories is she found it within herself to do all the things that she knew I would like at first, but when we started getting into the groove of the relationship, which relationship was still fairly new. Not really. We was living together within those 3 months that she was doing that she was doing it, but we was dating, not together. We wasn't like boyfriend girlfriend. We was dating and fucking. But other than that, whatever. More of the story is that some women like to do that. Some women like to reel. They like to reel you in, right? They like to catch you with the shit that that I'm a man. This is what I should get out of a woman. But then they turn they turn on you for some reason. I don't understand. And it's like that's not what I do anymore. I don't do that anymore. It's like, damn, well, used to fuck me in the morning, make me breakfast, make sure I ate before I left out of here. Used to suck my dick, so what comedian said that? So my pussy level would be up. You know what I'm saying? Where I couldn't see no other woman, you would do that. Come home, you'll do it. Before we go to bed, you'll do it. You're starting to come to bed with your bonnet on and some white shit on your face, like some cream or whatever the fuck it was. I said, damn, you wasn't doing that when we were just fucking around. And when I was in here, when I decided to move in with you, make it official, like, what the hell is this? Now, that's why I say I understand part of why these dudes is doing this, because maybe they went through the same shit that I went through, but they're a little more weak-minded, so they don't really, understand that, at first if you don't succeed, try again. I guess they want more of a submissive type of, but this is American, well, not even American, Western culture. You got to remember, women are very opinionated in the West. Women have their own thoughts. It's not like China or India or the Middle East where, women have to follow a man's rule. Like, this is the West. Women have more freedoms in the West than what they do anywhere else. So this is one thing that I feel though that the passport bros ain't really understanding. But let's continue and end this part of what she's about to say, and then I'll get into the article.
You're not handling your fucking business. Or, I don't know. Check yourself first. Before you go to these third world countries, check yourself first. Why in the fuck is it hard for you to find a woman that is submissive or more traditional? Check.
Because on average, I think I seen this in a study where men hold more traditional values than. Let me say that over so I'm not confusing anybody. Western men hold more traditional values more than traditional women. This is why. Because women and girls, young girls, are more. What's the right word? You're more influenced than what boys are and men are. When men see flashy things, we want to understand what that flashy thing is. When women see flashy things, they want that flashy thing. You get that? You get what I'm saying here? this is what I mean by that. Let me clarify. Okay, so new iPhone comes out, iPhone 15, right? A woman would want that flashy thing. Oh, it's the new iPhone. iPhone is a status thing. I read a study that dudes get more pussy by having an iPhone than dudes who have Androids and shit like that. That was just a study. I don't know if it's true, but whatever. So women will want that flashy thing because it's a status symbol. Like, I have an iPhone. I'm better than whoever doesn't have this iPhone. So whatever. New iPhone comes out, man sees it. He wants to know what the features are, what does what else does it do other than the iPhone I have now, whatever. We want to understand the thing before we get a thing. Women just want to get a thing. So, I don't know, like this, like she's basically stating a lot of shit that I usually don't even like to date. Like, she's stating a lot of shit of her not wanting to do things because things aren't either financially being done for her. Like, well, this woman would probably say, well, I need my bills paid. Like, why can't you pay my bills? Because I'm grown. I got my own bills to fuck with. Like, what are you talking about? Like I don't understand. Beat up on Wayman, stop it. But I'm saying, it's like, come on, BD, man. Like, it's like she's stating a lot of shit that women who are in the divestment movement are basically talking about. It's like, black men are this and black men are that. It's like, well, hold on, you can't put all of us together. Like, like this shit is ridiculous. Like, to be honest, like, and it's ridiculous for these dudes out there going abroad just so they can find somebody, and it's like, you're not factoring in if you're marrying someone who isn't of this country, you got to put money down in paperwork. So what the fuck are they doing? They're trying to find love abroad, but it's like, if you want to bring them back to the States, well, you got to think about them getting their green card. Then you have to shell out money so they can get the green card. It's not like they just sign papers. Nah, it's some money attached to that shit. And once they're here, you have to worry about if she wants to bring some family members along. Also, she might not even stay with you. She might have just been with you just so she can get the green card, and then she's out. This is one thing these dudes ain't factoring in. But, if they want to be stupid with their money and, be like the Fresh and Fit dudes, or, all the dudes of the Red Pill, if they want to be, if those passport dudes want to, well, which they are a part of the Red Pill movement anyway, or the red, whatever the hell they like to call themselves, the mgtows and the Red Pills and all that. Passport Bros is a part of that group. They're a new part of the group, but they're a part of that group now. And it's like, if you ever watch Fresh and Fit, you would know that both of them dudes solicit women to get with them instead of just being an all downright player. Like, none of them niggas got game. None of the dudes that's in the Red Pill, or I don't know what the fuck they have, organization, I don't know. None of those niggas got game. None of them got game. I can attest that they don't got game. None of them got game. They look at, okay, well, a Western woman wants a man with money, I'll be that dude. But you don't have any game about you. Look at what's his name? Who is he? Fit? No, he's Fresh. If you look at Fresh, his stumbling ass, if you remember when he had that white girl on the show, you would know that nigga was a straight simp. But this is the world's going mad. That's all I gotta say. Let's keep going.
Yourself. Because maybe it's you. A lot of you motherfuckers, you guys say you want traditional things, but you're fucking modern men.
That makes no sense at all. Because I said this on one episode when it comes to relationships. I believe it was why aren't men dating anymore? I think it was either part 1 or part 2, right? So this is what I said. Me growing up, my great grandmother on my mom's side was married. Also, my mom used to tell me about when my grandfather was married. But I look more at my grandfather's mother and father, my great grandmother and great grandfather, right? So my grandfather, I believe, is from my great grandfather. I believe is from North Carolina. He moved up here. Probably he was in the army, moved up here, or the Air Force, or what have you. He then no, he wouldn't be Air Force because planes was made back then. So he was either the Army or the Navy, one of the two. So then he meets my grandmother, right? They had, because they're both gone. They had this nice ass house at the beginning of their block. It's the biggest house on their block at that, right? So I looked at that as a child. I was like, damn, they got a lot of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they, had their kids are doing well. Their kids are doing well. I'm a child, so I don't know how I'm gonna do. So, they had the nicest and biggest house on the block, right? Well, what the hell did both of them have to sacrifice in order to get into that house? Well, you know, back then shit wasn't as expensive as it is now, but you know, my grandfather probably paid all of maybe let's say $5,000-$10,000 for that house or whatever. They added on some additions. They had their kids. Their kids grew up. So now, empty nest, they did what they had to do as mother and father to their kids. So what was they doing as husband and wife? They were working together. Reciprocity. Remember that word I was using earlier? Reciprocity. So, I'm pretty sure my grandmother made sure that my grandfather's clothes were ironed at night in order so my great grandfather could provide for them, for the family. This is what I'm talking about. Traditional values has a certain thing called reciprocity. This whore mentality that these women are in now is I want a man to do everything for me and I don't want to do anything for a man. Well, you're running that man, number one, away, and you're running him dry. So it's like, then you want to tout like, well, black men are this and black men are that and black men. It's like, no, honey, you're a part of the problem. I don't know if you know that, but you're a part of the problem as well. Because as you can see, this girl doesn't have a man nowhere in this video. This is exactly what I'm talking about. A woman who has a boyfriend taking advice from a woman that does not. Makes sense to me. Let's keep going.
Fucking modern men. These masculine men are fucking modern men. I want traditional. You don't want that because you're modern fucking men. You're still.
All right. So let's get into the article. A trending hashtag on the internet has a growing group of users frustrated and flabbergasted about the role race plays in dating for American women of color. Hashtag Passport Bros began as a way of black men to advise other black men where they could find traditional women in other countries. A simple search of Passport Bros on any social media platform will show hundreds of men describing their experiences with the opposite sex in other countries compared to those in the United States. This is what these dumbasses don't understand. A foreign woman can differentiate you from either 50 Cent or what they think that you're them, right? Like even like they don't really see they know of these people, but they don't see their faces every day. So when they see you walking down the street, oh, 50 Cent, 50 Cent, right? Like it's like, nah, I'm Kyle. Like I'm Kyle. No, 50 Cent, right? You know, in the club. No, I'm Kyle. I work I don't know. I don't know. I work at I don't know Abstergo. I don't know. I'm just making up a company. I work at Abstergo. Like I do. I'm an analyst there. I crunch numbers all day, whatever. Right. So it's like, what the hell is it that like I'm pretty sure these women don't respect these dudes at all, like at all, in these other countries, because this is what these dudes probably didn't research. There's a certain comedian I bring up all the time on my show. He has since passed since 2011, I believe. His name was Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal used to talk about how he used to go to Brazil all the time. This is why he would go to Brazil, because he saw here in America it was so hard to have sex with a woman. He then went abroad, and he said that the women over there treat you as if y'all are in relationships in as kings and all kinds of shit, right? You know why they was doing that? Because they was getting money. They saw him with money, so they wanted to be around him because he had money. The poor nigga down the dirt road couldn't do that shit. The shit that Patrice was doing for him, they weren't, so they was like, oh, I love him for however long he's here. But this is one thing that they're not paying attention to. Half the time, these women don't even know how to fucking speak English. So it's like you're falling in love with a woman that can't communicate back to you. Makes no sense. Let's keep going. According to a report in Travel Noir, black people have suffered through so many forms of prejudice in the United States that we've sought other countries to feel like human beings. Which that's true. In other countries you can, live a life as just a human being, but there are a lot of other racist countries out there, like England to be exact. Come on now. Anyway, the hashtag Passport Bros movement could be seen as an annex to the same inner peace and happiness concept. A group of black men who don't feel needed and admired by black women looking for love overseas. They travel to different destinations worldwide and find happiness with a partner of the opposite sex. But some black women in America are not happy with the trending hashtag. On TikTok, several women have rebuffed claims that traveling outside is the best way to find a woman. Passport Bros are weak black men that don't know how to court strong black women, one user said. Now, let's take that into consideration. That these black men are weak black men and they don't know how to court strong black women. Well, black man, check this out. I know I'm playing the middle on all this. I hope everybody knows in the audience. Black men, I hope you guys know this. The same bullshit that you go through on a daily basis, a black woman goes through the same. Sorry to say. I know you think that, oh, well, the government, if I have a baby by her, she gonna take me to child support and I'ma have to pay her for the next 18 years and she gonna ruin my life. And it's like, you can do that too, right? Like, all you need is a good lawyer. That's all you need. But all of the racial shit you go through, black men, all of the disrespect you get on a daily basis, black women go through it too. So, if you can't find peace at home, find a new home. That's what your granddaddy did back in the day. Don't you got cousins that you don't know about? Don't you got aunts and uncles that you've never seen a day in your life? It's because your grandfather used to go down the street every day before he came home from work, and he used to see his other family before he came home. Like, what's the difference of today? See, black men, you guys cheat for no intensive purpose at all. You just cheat because you got a penis. You think, every woman wants you, so then you go and cheat. Nah, you got to be more. And I say this with the utmost respect for y'all. Y'all have to see more of the picture. This is why. You might got a woman now that probably hasn't or can't do most things that you would like her to do. Well, if you was free and honest with your woman and you sat her down, she'll slap the shit out you for saying this because y'all probably been in a relationship for the past 4 years now. And you told her that you want a new woman, she'll probably slap the shit out you. But if you got enough game and if you got enough money, you could probably be like, I like to move somebody else in here, that can help you out with some of this shit, blah, blah, blah. Although none of that shit will ever happen, because what woman would allow that activity? Now, there is a sector of people out there who are now getting into, what's the word? Polyamorous relationships, where it's either a man into woman or a woman into men, which is, I don't understand that concept, but, that's what they do. I'm not judging. But this seems as though this is what these men want. They want their cake and they want to eat it as well. Well, some people say, well, what the hell's the purpose for cake? Well, look, check this out. A woman wants to feel secure with any person that they get with. It doesn't matter if y'all not getting married or not. A woman wants to feel secure within herself that she can trust, and this is the key word, trust that you are able to lead within a relationship and as well within her life. Because you gotta remember, once her father gives her away and y'all both sign on that dotted line on the marriage certificate, that's what starts your life together. Not when y'all get together and y'all been together for 10 years and y'all ain't married and y'all didn't have four kids already. Nah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about once, because we're talking about tradition, right, men? So a traditional marriage is that the father pays for the wedding, your family pays for the vacation, her father gives her away to you because he trusts you with her life or the rest of her life, and you are now she's not property to you. You are now within possession of her. The father can't do shit anymore unless you beat her ass or something like that, and she got brothers and they all come over and beat you up and shoot you at one of your kneecaps because they want you to understand that this is not going to happen again. But I'm saying this. If you're looking for a traditional woman, stop looking at the club, at the gym, or any of these other unholy ass places of finding women. Why don't you do it like your grandfather did? Why don't you, I don't know, walk down the street and find your potential mate, or go to a grocery store and meet your potential mate? Because y'all are upset that women are wearing bonnets in public and wearing pajamas in public, or getting on planes with bonnets and pajamas on and all this other bullshit. And it's like, what the fuck can you do about it? She is an individual just like you are an individual. What, you gonna walk up to her and be like, I don't like women like you because you wear bonnets and that's the reason why you'll never get married? Like, what doesn't apply, let the shit fly. If you want that woman, if your game was tight enough, you could then teach her what you would like her to look like in public, which would take time. Time is what all of us have. If you don't have the time to do that, you just want it. You also got to look at it like this: did she come from a single parent household? Or was the household broken to where the father left? This is the factors that y'all ain't, factoring in. I'm talking to the passport bros, but also, ladies, I'm also talking to y'all too. The potential mates that I see with some of the women that I know is abysmal. And I brought up the divestment movement, where it's basically divest from black men, date other men from other races here in this country, not abroad. So, most black women, not most, but some black women are dating white men, or, Spanish men or Chinese men. They're exercising their dating options. Okay, black men have been doing that for a long time now. But I'm also saying this. By black women seeing these dudes as weak, and also seeing, this is a word that one of my girlfriends used to use a lot. You can't handle me. I used to tell her, well, what are you, a zoo animal? Like, why am I supposed to handle you as if you're not a human being? We can communicate with each other. We can talk to each other. I'm telling you my dissatisfaction with your actions, but you're looking at me as if I have two heads. It's not gonna last a long time, lady. Like, I'm trying to let you know this. If you like me, if you said that you like me and I say that I like you, wouldn't you want both of us to have peace of mind that we don't have to put up with this shit? Like, it makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you, but I don't understand why this is happening all the time. So, it's a catch 22, basically. You might have, let's do this with an analogy. Maybe you reeled in the wrong fish. Like, you can always throw it back. You don't have to keep it. This is for both men and women. I'm saying this to. Maybe you reeled in the wrong fish. Maybe, you liked what you saw, but you didn't actually like what you caught. You can always throw it back. And then go fishing again and see if you catch that right fish that you want. Damn, I'm good. Jesus Christ. Let's get back into the article. Others said the hashtag was more of a way to fornicate with foreign women rather than settle down with them. Passport Bros' true intentions are to have sex with foreign women, and they're not searching for love. Other women believe that the white masters, who have been notoriously known for colonizing and going to third world countries to find submissive wives. Meanwhile, but hold on, before I move past that, me and my cousin used to always see like white men with like Asian women. And my cousin used to always say, I wonder what website he bought her from. I wonder what website she brought her from, right? And I used to always laugh at it because I never got it, right? But some white men do have mail order brides. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? He picks this chick out from a catalog and he's like, I'll take her. And then she gets shipped over here and, he comes, he meets her outside. This is your new life. You're going to be happy. You're going to, love your life. Now, bitch, get in that kitchen and start cleaning. Like, I don't know what happens with the rest of the shit, but I'm pretty sure, that shit happens. Maybe. I don't know. All right. Meanwhile, some women in foreign countries support the controversial hashtag, such as I guess she's a YouTuber. She's called Filipina P. Like she talks all the time about like the passport dudes. But anyway, let's keep going. The controversial hashtag stating that some women in the Western world don't know how to treat their men. Some say American women lack femininity. And when these men get to these countries, they treat them like men should be treated. One user believes they proudly speak on their traditional values and beliefs, even if they aren't from countries such as the United States and the United Kingdom. There are, however, a bargaining group of black men who have spoken out against hashtag passport bros, stating that the men who support the hashtag have no game. I'm probably one of those dudes. Passport bros are a group of liars looking to sexually exploit different countries because they were never accepted in social circles where they're from, one user said. Now, is it true that is true? That the only reason why these men are going, overseas to either have sex with women or uh have sex with the women or either try and get a date out of them, see if they like each other or not. Who knows what they're doing this for? We just know that they're a part of the red pill movement. They're tired of black women, and most of them don't even date black women. Let's put that in perspective. Most of these dudes don't even date black women at all, and they're talking shit about, well, these Western women ain't shit. It's like, do you know how to treat a woman? Like, do you know how to just listen instead of talking when she has a problem? Do you know how to do that? Now, as men, I'm a man myself. We're all fixers. We want to fix shit. But some things, it doesn't need a hands-on approach when you're trying to fix something. Sometimes they just need a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes they just need somebody just to listen to their nonsense. And if you do that, and if you do it well, you get what you want, such as a submissive woman. You get reciprocity. You get a woman that trusts your ideas and what you want to do as far as being in their lives and stuff like that. They start trusting you more because you just did that one thing that they've been longing for, and that's to just listen to them. That's all that they want you to do. A woman likes to talk nonstop all day. Hey, I know. I work with I work manufacturing, medical manufacturing, to be exact. It's mostly a female-dominated manufacturing lane. men work in it, but it's more of a female dominated lane or whatever. So I'm around women all day and none of them stop fucking talking. So you got to look at it as, and they talk to me, I talk to them. Half the time they got issues that they want to deal with. You know what you do? You just sit and listen. If you don't understand anything, you just ask them if they can clarify what they're talking about so that they can keep talking about what they've been talking about. That's all it is. There's no game that you're giving them. Well, I give them game of shit that they should do. You know what I'm saying? Because I work with them. I'm not trying to sleep with none of them. So, I give them game of what they should do. I don't comment on relationships. If they tell me a problem about their relationships, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I'll tell them right away, can you please not tell me none of that? I don't want to hear none of that. Now, if it's something light that, is an easy fix, yeah, I give them what I would do as an approach if I was a woman. But, other than that, you gotta listen to what I just said. I'm not a woman, if you look at it, I'm not a woman. So for me giving them, something to say or something to do to fix something in their relationships, and I'm looking at it as if I was a woman, I'm not a woman. So I'm only giving them the best advice that I can give them. Oh, let me say this too. I work with a lot of young women at that. Like, most of them have just reached the age of 21. So it's like a lot of them have questions. And it's like, well, shit. Should I give them, I don't really claim my player card anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do I give them the game or do I lead them astray? I'm an honest dude, so I give them the game. Like, it's like I'm around this person all day. I'm around this person more than I'm around my family. So it's like, to my extended family that I barely like, here's the game. So, it's now, would I say that these dudes don't have game? I wouldn't say that they don't have game. I would just say this. I would just say that they probably have the wrong approach of how they've been taught on how to speak to a woman, and their approach is probably mostly like a bunch of nonsense when it comes to them talking to women. Because, me personally, I was pulling women that was 10, 12 years older than me when I was 21. You know what I'm saying? Pulling females my age and a little bit older than that too. Women that was in their late 20s as well as in their 30s, mid 30s and shit like that. Like, I was pulling chicks. Like, I was pulling a lot of women when I was in my, early, well, honestly, I was pulling women way earlier than that. when I was, a child, I was pulling women. You know what I'm saying? I was just cute. You know what I'm saying? I was a cute kid. I grew up to be a nice looking, handsome adult male. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, I hope none of them is watching this right now. Never mind. I won't bring none of that up. I'll leave that under wraps. There's something I want to say about something that's going on, but I think the cat will be out of the bag because I feel as though that some of them do watch, people at work. Some of them do watch my show, so I got to keep certain things under wraps. So it's like, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Why some black women aren't happy with passport bros movement? Well, there is a woman here that's going to explain why she's so upset at the passport bros movement.
The cost of an adult passport as of 2022, I believe, is $130.
but y'all won't pay for a dinner date at Applebee's for 2 for $20 because that's gold digging if she expects you to pay, and she should split that bill with you. Y'all will buy.
Before she goes on, to any of the ladies out there, I don't take y'all to Applebee's. I usually plan a dating event. I'll plan a dating event if you're in the upper east northeastern Maryland, Delaware area. I'm fucking around. But anyway, but yeah, when I take females out on dates, I don't take y'all to Applebee's. I take y'all to a nice restaurant or to like a hole in the wall that none of us have ever been to. And, I plan events. I just don't plan dinner in the movie or just dinner. Like I might, be like, well, let's go for some putt putt golf, or let's do something fun. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the movies just so we can go to the arcade and play the arcade games and shit like that. Like I plan events. I don't plan dates. I plan events. And it's not because I want to, it's one of the reasons why I want to impress the person, but it's like I'm basically showing them, well, if you're with me, I like to have fun. And this is some of the fun I like to have. So, you know, it's it's all within the approach, fellas. It's not the game you can put on women, because game most of the time is lies. So you have to lie upon lie upon lie, and then you got to back those lies up. Honestly, if you just told the truth in the beginning, you won't be in the position that you're in now. That's coming from an old play. I'm not that old. I'm 34, but you know what I'm saying? I kind of hung up my player card because when I'm single, I like to have a lot of options around. Those options are potential girlfriends I like to have. Whatever which one outshows any of the other ones gets the, well, I won't say gets the prize, but I would say get me. It's not that well, this person's doing more, so I like her more. No, it's like whatever connection I have with one of them that is more than the rest of them get cut off, and that's just what it is. And I feel as though that's where the red pill movement has failed these young men, and most of the dudes that are in their early to mid, if not late 30s and 40s, shit that they haven't been told their damn selves. That's probably the reason why that this movement is now here, and this is why these men are doing the things that they're doing now, going abroad to find abroad, so they can either just have sex with them, or you know what I'm saying. My whole thing is, hold on, before I even go further, my whole thing is, what are grown men doing on TikTok? Talk. Matter of fact, why the fuck do you have the TikTok app altogether? These is grown men too. Come on now, like y'all on TikTok talking about, well, passport bros, and it's like, dude, this is a child's app. The fuck are you doing on here? Case in point. Anyway, let's keep going.
A plane ticket to go to another country to pay a woman or a femme presenting person to have adult relations with you, but won't go to therapy because that's a waste of money. But you won't go on dates with women that are not exclusive and having adult relations with you and pay for things for them because you don't want to be used for your money.
Before she goes on, right? I believe the first part of that was, hold on. So she said therapy, right? So therapy ain't cheap. Depending on where you go, depending on what therapist you have, you might be shelling out $100 and some odd dollars a session, maybe, depending on your therapist, right? I do agree. Most black men are going through or have been through traumatic problems, and they haven't sought help for them. and they need to seek that help that they need, but they just decide not to get it. Now, I understand most people don't want people in their business. I'm one of those people. But I do have people. I do know a person that is a therapist that I talk to every now and again. But it's not to put all my problems on this person. I ask for advice. I don't go to them to, well, I'm going through this and, I can't handle my life and my life is just so fucked up and I can't. It's like, nah. I go to them with an issue. Look, I have an issue. I don't know how to go about it. What is your professional opinion of how I should go about this? And then they give me their answer. And then I see if it works. If it doesn't work, I go back to them and say, well, that didn't work. Do you have any other suggestions? And then they give me their answer. I go and try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I have to deal with whatever falls upon of what didn't work. It's called being a man. Now, I understand her saying therapy is needed within the black community, but I'm not going to push that shit, such as Charlemagne the God and other people pushing, psychiatric treatment. Like, I'm cool on that. I just feel as though that it's not a lot of black women. There's not a lot of black women. There's not a lot of black men working together towards a common goal. That's the whole thing of what marriage is. Working towards something that they can both be like, okay, I'm cool with that. Instead of they just do whatever the fuck they think that they should do and they go on about their lives. And it's like, well, you're harming every person you get around. Like, what are you doing? And this goes for women too, not just men. You guys go through y'all's bullshit too. You know what I'm saying? I heard one comedian say, I'd rather deal with somebody with one less problem than me. Okay, that's cool, but it's like, I know, both of y'all got problems that y'all got to deal with. Now, this is what they call the pain body. When you get in a relationship, somebody is always, you know what I'm saying, like the arguments I spoke on earlier, those was her pain body speaking. That wasn't her speaking. I know who she is. I don't know who her pain body person is. They're going through some sort of pain to where, they're lashing out at you about it. And it's like, I don't know what you're doing this for. Like, just know everyone has a problem of some sort. It's up to either you or, whatever. It's up to you if you want to deal with that. Now, I'm not telling everybody to leave whatever relationship that they're in because you're going through problems, because every relationship is going to have some sort of issue. Are you grown enough to sit there and not deal with your problem, but help each other try to figure out something of how to get rid of the problem? Are y'all ready to do that yet? Are y'all grown enough to do that yet? I'm just asking for a friend. Let's keep going.
You won't pay for a matchmaker or a lifestyle coach to help you work on finding a woman that would be a suitable partner for you. But you will go to another country and pay a human trafficker or a PIMP to give you access to someone that's probably underage to exploit them in order to get yourselves off. In this entire video, right, you're proudly holding up your passports as a flex on American women, specifically black women that are no longer co-signing to patriarchal BS and the misogyny that is a lot of you black men in this country, in order to show us that you have options.
Now, I won't even say that that's an option. They just have access to get to various places around the world. Like, it's not like, you showing your friends, yeah, this is my bitch in Belize, this is my bitch over in London, this is my bitch in Hong Kong. Like, they not doing that. They basically, well, this is the girl that I spent my time with when I was in Hong Kong, or this is the girl that I was spending my time with in Belize. Like all these dudes, I would say all these dudes are basically trying to make it look as if they are most successful outside of this country when it comes to dating than what it is when they're inside of the country. Now, you gotta remember, there's different norms that go on anywhere you go. Any state you go, any country you go, it's different social norms that you have to be accustomed to. Now, this is one thing I would like to try to understand because I don't believe I understand this. So passport bros get their passport, they go over, overseas, or whatever. They then, meet women in these countries and they get waited on hand and foot while they're on vacation. Like I'm not understanding that. Like what are you doing to get these women to then be like, well, I like him, he remind me of 50 Cent. 50 Cent I have. Like I don't know and I don't know and I don't understand like this movement at all. So you're so upset that American women, black women to be at that, because it's mostly black men that's doing this shit. So you're so upset at black women and the social norms of what they have that they're partaking in. You are so upset that they're not trying to stop paying attention to these social norms. So you go outside of the country to then exploit another woman. Shit doesn't make sense. Now, if black women did this, do you think it'll be a bunch of black men saying, well, all these passports, sis is just going over there and getting trains ran on them? Like what are you talking about? Like, this is one thing that I always say, and you will hear it at the end of my show. Mind your own business. It's for health, mental health purposes. The less you know is probably the best. Now, if you got your girl going out on girls trips and shit like that, that's time that they should have with their friends. Most men be like, nah, I don't want my girl going on girl trips because they be doing crazy shit. It's like, just think about the shit that you did last night. You had your whole tongue in that bitch's ass, and you don't even know that whore. But you'll get upset and want to kill the world if you found out your woman cheated on you. It's because you don't have the best game in the world. That's why. That's the reason why you're not providing something at home, fellas. And women, let's be honest. Men don't cheat because you're not doing something at home. It's just we have the issue of wanting to conquer every damn thing. So everything that we see, we would like it to be in our kingdom, even though we don't even have a kingdom. Crazy thing, right? That's some crazy shit, right? It's just what happens. It's nature. Most animals, do fucks. He walks the fuck, if not runs the fuck away from the female animal. And then the female animal, either depending on the nature of the animal, she'll either take care of the kids until they're grown enough to go out in the world by themselves, or she drops her damn kids off either on the beach or in the wilderness and never to see this mother animal again. The kids won't. So it's a nature thing. All right, it's certain natures that we don't understand that the opposite sex does, and we probably won't understand the shit because it probably wasn't meant for us to understand. Do you understand that? Like, let's keep going.
Much like when y'all ran to white women and said that they were the preferential women, much like how y'all ran to every other non-black woman and said that they were the preferential women, you may have found a couple of outlier black women pick-me's that were in their feelings, but the vast majority of us did not give two collective fucks rubbed together. But tell me something, incel black men, you red pill popping, podcast watching, pathetic excuses for men. Tell me this. If y'all are so desirable, right? If y'all are what every woman wants, why y'all got to go so far and work so hard and spend so much money just to find a woman to lay down with you?
What I find funny is...
Thing is, y'all can do that here. That's the crazy part about it. Y'all can do that here. It's just that, just like in the other article, the guys said that you guys have no game. Now, I don't know if this would be me stating a fact. Well, not stating a fact, showing you guys a fact of the matter. I was watching this video and I found it strange that this dude did this. He walked up to a set of females in I guess it was China, and they all ran away from him. I'm trying to find that video. Let me see. Was this it? I think this was it.
Brother,
No, that wasn't it. Hold up. Give me a second. Or was it this right here? I think it was this.
I see you.
Let me see. Nope, that wasn't it either.
Men.
Damn. I wish I knew where I put that. I should have added it, like I wanted to. Hold up. Is there a thumbnail for this picture? I mean, for this video. Cause I only watched it up until he tried to do that, and then he walked away. A lot of these thumbnails aren't really giving me anything. Let me see if this is it. That's not it either. Let me see. I know it's around this dude or this dude. I can't remember which video it was. I'm gonna try this video. If I can't find it, then. Alright, yep. Hold on, let me try one more time. I'm gonna try to find.
It's the law. Federal law allows citizens.
I'm gonna try to find it one last time. If I can't find it, then we'll move on. But if I can't find it, I'll play one of them. Because this is one thing that a black dude had to say about the Passport Bros as well. Let me see if this is it. I don't think this is it. No, that wasn't it. But anyway, let me show you this one this one video of this dude talking about what he feels about passport bros.
I would like to take this time to talk to the passport boys. And if you are unfamiliar with who I'm referring to, these are the brothers who have made it a point to go outside the country to find wives because American black women are just too difficult to deal with. They won't submit, etc., etc. First thing I want to ask is why? You do realize women outnumber men 3 to 1. I believe there's 170 million women in the country of America. So you mean to tell me out of all 170 million, you can't find one American woman that is going to give you what you want? With all the dating technologies, with all the dating apps, with the technology, with the internet, you mean to tell me you can't just go across state lines and find you a wife? And second of all, it really doesn't sound like you're going overseas to find love. It seems like you're trying to go overseas, find a woman that you think is dumb, train her up, and groom her to be a submissive housewife so you can walk all over her. It doesn't really sound like you're looking for a wife or a love. It sounds like you're looking for a slave that just does whatever you tell her to. But I want to let you guys in on a few things. I watch 90 Day Fiance religiously. Love the show. Love the show. And one thing I see on 90 Day Fiance is
Now, this is what he's about to say. I got one of these points from him that I said earlier. I just added more to it.
when the people go overseas and they find love and they bring them over here, it doesn't happen just like that. They may be able to get them over here, but they may not be able to keep them over here because that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of paperwork. Do you have that much time to spend on somebody? And let's say you go through all that and you make it through the other side and she's officially an American citizen and y'all can get married. There's no guarantee she's going to stay here. There's always a chance that a law might get passed where she could get deported. Also, let's say you go over there. Let's say you want to go over there because you fell in love with their country. You do also, again, realize that you're going to have to abide by the customs of that country. You have to throw away all your American shit out the window because in some cultures, they don't believe in PDA. So you can go get a kiss from your wife outside if you want. You might get shot in the face. Also, in some countries, the father gives their daughter away to a man. And the man who wants to marry that woman has to pay a fee. And you don't know what their currency might add up to in $1 million. It may cost like 500 kugels in whatever country you're from, but that might equal out to 50 grand in America. Do you have 50 grand? Also, the way you guys talk about women on TikTok, y'all do realize.
Which, why are grown ass men on TikTok? Like, I don't understand this. Another question: why are grown ass women on TikTok as well? Just another question I got. Last question: why the fuck are grown ass people on TikTok? It's for children. Guys, don't remember it was called Musically at first. Mostly kids were on there. Then it turned into TikTok when some company bought them, ByteDance or something like that, and then it became TikTok. Why are grown ass motherfuckers got an app that only kids use? Now you could be saying, well, Marcus, only kids use Instagram. Well, you gotta remember, who started that shit out first. Those grown ups. But I'm just saying.
Those foreign women hear you, right? TikTok is not just in America, it is an international thing. And those international women that you want so bad, they hear how you talk about women and how stupid and how ignorant you sound. So do you think they're going to want you? Are you willing to take that L to get rejected in more than one country? And last but not least, there's no guarantee that that person is going to be with you for the right reasons. How do you know that that person just doesn't want a green card to get into America? These are all the things I suggest you guys think about before you guys rush to other countries because you're just sick of black women. That is all.
All right. So I want to talk about something that he brought up. This is one thing I want to talk. He talked about, well, the very last part. Talked about men getting rejected in other countries. But let's just talk about rejection within a whole as a man. We've been dealing with rejection since we've been little boys. From little girls that we liked when we were little boys. We've been dealing with rejection I'm 34 years old, so I didn't start really liking girls until I always liked girls when I was young, like 3, 4, 5 years old, but I didn't really start really liking girls until I was maybe like 9, 10 years old. So, a lot of girls that I liked when I was little didn't like me. Rejection. You know what I did? Got up, I got up and dusted myself off. So every time I dealt with that adversity, I knew if she doesn't like me, I know someone else will. This is where the black men that are against or speaking out against the passport bros are talking about. You guys don't have any game. Do you know how your game is? Excuse me. Do you know how you elevate your game? By being rejected every fucking time. Because you see the flaw in what didn't work. Now we talk about, well, shit, this fat nigga's out here with beautiful women. You know why? He had a good personality and he's been rejected a lot of fucking times. To where his game is immaculate. This nigga, you know what I'm saying? He pulling all kinds of females. All kinds. I'm just saying, man. It's crazy that these dudes, and they're mostly young, don't understand this shit. It's like, how don't you not understand this? And let's say that they're 21 years old. How don't you not notice at 21 years old? Like, we all been 21. Most of us don't get to reach 21 in certain neighborhoods. But I'm just saying, a lot of us been 21, and a lot of us know as men that being rejected isn't the best feeling in the world. Like, it really hurts. And we might have had our eyes set on this beautiful girl that we thought was beautiful, and we wanted to be their boyfriend and treat them nice and stuff like that. But you've been rejected so much to where you're building a disdain for relationships. You're starting to think, well, relationships are stupid any fucking way. All they do is leave you. It's like, nah, you're not going about it the right way. You're just not putting your best foot forward. You're going about this the way that your single homeboy told you how to go with it. Yeah, nigga, just, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Grab her butt. You know what I'm saying? Smack her on her butt. Tell her that, you know what I'm saying, you'll wax that ass and she'll come crawling to you, cuz. It's like, what? What the fuck you talking about? That's called assault, nigga. Sexual assault at that. But I feel as though, and I'm trying to correct that issue. Really. Well, not really, because not really many young dudes have came to me for advice, and this is one thing I didn't want to get into earlier, but I'm halfway there. So let me see if I can skate on thin ice a little bit. So work. My job encourages people that if you start to like each other like that, go for it. See, you know what I mean? Don't make it disrespectful to where you'll lose your job, but make it respectful to where, you might find your potential mate at work. So, I'm going about it to where I'm trying to coach a young person of getting a girl that he likes. He's fucking up in a lot of areas, but I'm not like telling him what to say or what to do. I'm just pushing him along to where, this is good. You didn't do this. You should have commented here when she said that, but you're doing fine. You're doing fine. But overall, you're kind of fucking up in some areas, and I need you to pick this shit up. Like, you need to really understand what the hell I'm trying to tell you here. Like, you're really fucking up in some areas. But you're doing good, though. You're doing real good. And he's understanding. You know what I'm saying? He understands what because he really likes this girl. He thinks that she's cute, and I told him, look, you know what I'm saying? It's rules to this shit when you start to work with, when you start to like people that you work with and you want to be in a relationship with them. It's rules to this shit. I would tell you don't do it at all, but your heart is set on this, so it's like, okay, I'll help you along. I'll help you where I fucked up at, because I did the whole dating at work shit. It didn't really work out all that well. Hey, how you doing if you're watching? Anyway, but anyway, it's like you have to go about it in certain aspects. At the beginning, you don't want to take up this person's time a lot, but until y'all start getting serious, that's when you guys will start, taking up each other's time mostly. But with him, with the whole, and I haven't even gotten into this article yet, but when it comes to rejection and dudes getting rejected, dudes do take it hard. But there's one thing we learn from it every goddamn time. There's bigger fish in the sea. So, instead of me going after the fish I went after, I'll just, and women, I'm not, I'm not comparing you guys to animals or fish and shit like that. I'm just giving analogies here. So stay with me. So it's like, dudes deal with a lot of rejection. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women deal with rejection as well. They take it harder than what dudes do, but it's one thing that you have to understand, ladies. There's bigger fish in the sea. What one person didn't like about you, someone else will. So, what else do I have to say about rejection? Rejection isn't the best feeling because it makes you feel small. Like, it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? I really like this person, but they don't like me. Damn. It's like, just do what you gotta do to where you're not smacking the shit out of this girl for no apparent reason because she rejected you. Have your reasoning skills up to par. Like, that's all I gotta say. Anyway, let me read this article and then we'll get out of here. I don't know if I'll get anybody to phone in, but anyway, let's the hashtag Passport Bros has officially divided our internet. A growing group of thousands of black men is preaching to more men on social media platforms that women in other countries are the best source for a traditional woman to settle down with. Just follow the hashtag and you'll see black men of all ages describe their experiences with the opposite sex in other countries compared to women in the United States. Most of our content on Travel Noir consists of stories of people traveling and living abroad to find inner peace and happiness as a person of color on this earth. Black people have suffered through so many forms of prejudice in the United States that we've sought other countries to feel like human beings. The Passport Bros movement could be seen as an annex to the same inner peace and happiness concept. A group of black men who don't feel needed and admired. I feel like I read this shit already. Anyway, let's see. A group of black men who don't feel needed and admired by black women looking for love overseas. They travel to different destinations worldwide and find happiness with a partner of the opposite sex. Black women and other women of color in America have gone to their TikToks and social media accounts to speak against Passport Bros movement passionately. Black women in America already have so much on their shoulders. For so many, this movement is the straw that broke the camel's back. Most of their rebuttals are that the Passport Bros are weak black men that don't know how to court black women. Well, I feel like I read this already. Some women believe that the passport bro's true intention is to have sex. Yes, I did read this shit already. So, okay, let me find. Let's see. Okay, so some women stated that they're getting foreign women at the exchange rate, as foreign women only want those men for a little bit of money they give them. And they aren't falling in love with them either. Black women who are anti-passport bros have called these men scum, predators, and in some instances, pedophiles. Passport Bros movement will continue to grow no matter how you slice it. On one of their Facebook groups, has over 10,000 followers. Men of all ethnics and tax brackets are taking to social media and expressing their personal experiences to the rest of the world. I love to know how you feel about the Passport Bros movement. Is it positive for black men to find love in other countries, or is this just another excuse to excuse to get laid without putting in work while undervaluing black women? Now, I love to tackle some of this, such as let's see. Number one, I would love to know what you guys think of this Passport Bros movement. I love to hear what you guys have to say. So either in the live chat or in the comments, let me know. All right. But where's it that I wanted to tackle this? So is it positive for black men to find love in other countries, or is it just another excuse to get laid without putting in the work? That's what I wanted to tackle. So a lot of black women feel as though that these men aren't putting in the necessary work to putting in the necessary work to what? Get them, keep them, what? Like I'm not understanding like why black women are so like ready to go to war about this shit. Like I'm not understanding the reason, because my whole thing is this. Well, never mind, I do understand, because women in this country, it's like what, 5 women to every man or whatever. So by Passport Bros going abroad, they then, you know what I'm saying, the pool gets smaller and the numbers get bigger. So let's say, I don't know, it's 8 women to every man now. Like, who knows? But let's tackle them, black men putting in the necessary work to get a woman of their dreams. This is one thing I also said when I was talking about my great grandparents. I said the reason why they stayed in love for so long, because it took so much work to get to where that they were. And case in point, I saw that with my one of my ex-girlfriend's grandparents. They was together what, like 60 some odd years, and they was together like 60 some odd years. Same concept. It was, they, met each other when they was younger. I believe he was like 20 something. She was 16, which that was normal back then, people. All right. He bought, he bought the family home because he was a police officer. They had 4 kids together. life was good, and they live happily ever after. But he had to put in the necessary work, as well as she had to put in the necessary work as well. Here's what they did. And I heard this on a movie. If you guys haven't seen the movie Sprung, I suggest you watch it. I know it's a 90s movie, like a mid 90s movie, but it holds up. So, a question posed by one of the actors playing one of the characters said, how's it that you stayed together so long? The woman said in the movie, took a lot of work and a lot of patience. Because that's one thing I'm feeling as though that most generations, such as mine, don't have. We don't have patience for shit. Now, some people say patience is a virtue. But if you don't have patience for certain shit, you will lose the race. The very race of what is pissing off these black women. You don't want to put in the necessary work. You might say that it's hard because these women are overbearing. Now, you can say that, but it's like, are you putting in the necessary work to have this woman be submissive to you? You may think it takes all but a certain amount of minutes, but it could take years. Like, that's just it. You have to be patient enough to put in the necessary work. That means listening to all her dumb shit, her listening to all your dumb shit. That's called patience. Because some people say, shut the fuck up, I don't feel like hearing that bullshit. But you're trying to get a potential mate. So why is it that you don't put in the necessary work to then get that said woman? Now, I brought up social norms earlier. A lot of that factors into a lot of the shit of what goes on right now too. Is that most women and most men are looking at all the social norms that's going on in the country, if not the world, and they're adopting that into their own lives, such as whole culture, this whole passport bros thing, red pill, pink pill, what else? The Mr. Steal Your Girl culture, like a lot of dudes out here, you know what I'm saying, still sleeping with other niggas' girlfriends and shit. Same with women sleeping with other men's girlfriends, and it's like, or boyfriends, I mean, I don't know what the hell I was trying to say there. Anyway, do you have the mental fortitude to put up with somebody else's bullshit? And I'll leave it there. I'm pretty sure no one is going to be calling in, which is fine. But anyway, we'll end there. So let me hit this theme music. I'll get you guys on out of here. All right. So if you like today's show, please hit that like button. Please share this video also onto your social medias if you could. I'm going to go over some promotions before we get on out of here. And with that, we will be saying goodbye to each other. Anybody ask you shit, sir? Anyway, every Friday I do a game stream called Marcus Speaks Play. You can catch it here on Marcus Speaks or the Marcus Speaks Play channel. Marcus Speaks Play consists of all of my favorite games with a certain select few releases. If you guys want to come on through on Fridays, you can. All right. Right in the chat, I'll talk back. We need to start a conversation that doesn't even have to deal with what the hell I'm doing. All right. So please come back on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can see Marcus Speaks play. But also, you want to come on back that next and following day on Saturday, where I do this podcast, Marcus Speaks Live. It is the best show on the internet, I would say myself. But come on back on Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well, where I do this here show, Marcus Speaks Live. All right. Please go and subscribe to both of my YouTube channels, Marcus Speaks and Marcus Speaks Play. You can consistently see new content on it every week on Fridays and Saturdays. So please go into the description box and hit those two links and go and subscribe. But if you just want to subscribe to one, that's fine. But if you scroll on down on the channel, you can see the next channel that I'm promoting called Marcus Speaks. All right, or Marcus Speaks Play, wherever channel you're on. Also, if you could, I don't have it here in the writing, but go to the description box where you see all the links. You'll see my Rumble link, and right underneath of both of my YouTube channel links. Go over there, hit that follow button. When I get my first 25 subscribers, I can start streaming live over there. So if we get into a hot, juicy conversation over here where YouTube won't allow that conversation, you can just head on over to Rumble and continue the conversation. All right, so go and subscribe to my Rumble channel, and there'll be more to come over there as well. If you ever watch this show and you would like to come up here and be a part of the show, you can. If you look in the live chat, you'll see that there is a blue rectangle sitting in the live chat. If you hit that rectangle, and then expands into a bigger rectangle, there's a link sitting there from what I tell you, if you want to come here and be a part of the show, whatever. There's a link in there. If you hit that link, that then brings you back here to the backstage where I am at broadcasting the show. But there are some rules that you have to follow once you hit that link. Rules are you must be on camera at all times. Rule number 2, you don't want to be on camera to the public, that is fine. You still have to be on camera back here on the backstage. There's a question back here in my private chat. Do not make it a conversation back here in my private chat. I will kick you the hell out of here. Just let me know what your name is. Your name is over top of the screen. Let me know if you would like to be on camera or not to the public, and I'll make sure I accommodate you. And the last and third rule is, please silence all background noise. I don't want to hear nothing that's going on in your life. You got me on and you got me turned up, turn me down. You're in a loud place. Go to a nice, silent, secluded spot somewhere in your house or wherever the hell is nice and secluded. All right? And if you could, please like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and hit that bell icon so all if you can, and share this to your social media. All right? So, I got one thing to say before I go on with that here. Please focus on getting to that money, because we know money makes the world go round. Drink more water for health purposes, all right? It makes you healthier when you drink water. Also, mind your own damn business for health, for mental health purposes, because when you're not in everybody's goddamn business, you ain't got to worry about shit. And the last thing, please do your own research. It helps you out in the long run. I've been Marcus. This has been Marcus Speaks. I thank y'all for watching, and I will check you guys out next week. Peace out.